Yep. Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and this is Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut. This is the Xbox One version. So before we continue, let's go ahead and watch the exposition.
For all mankind's dreams about reaching new worlds, we had always been tied to the one that created us. The signal changed all that. Sent from an uncharted part of the galaxy, it told us how to escape the confines of our world. So we followed its instructions and built vast siege ships that we sent across the galaxy to populate new worlds and search for the origin of the signal. Decades passed, and the more worlds we colonized, the more fractured we became. The new worlds wanted independence, but Earth wouldn't allow it. Then the colonists found the source of the signal, and everything changed again. They traced the transmission to the crash site of what was believed to be an escape pod. There was no evidence of a crew, just wreckage. But there was new technology there, and the colonies used it to strike a deal. Earth could study the wreckage in return for colonial independence. However, the deal turned sour. Earth scientists discovered something valuable at the site, something they wouldn't share. Afraid of what they might have found, the colonies expelled the Earth team. In response, Earth revoked their right to self-rule. War was inevitable. A war fought over those vast distances is expensive. Neither side could maintain the struggle for long. But nor could they back down. The war had to end. But we could not have predicted how far they would go to end it.
Alright. Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut. This was a PC game that came out sometime in 2013, I'm not sure. As you see, it's his original campaign, and underneath that, Heroes of the Fleet. I believe Heroes of the Fleet is what makes this director's cut. I don't know. I'm sure there's some other changes as well, but I guess that is a new content, which is, if memory serves, can be purchased to upgrade this game if you already have the regular Strike Suit Zero. And the Strike Suit actually refers to a ship that can transform into like not a mech, but a more like a robot, basically. It kind of transforms. You'll see that a little later on in the video. I found it to be really cool during the tutorial, but using it actually in game didn't. Maybe I was using it at the wrong time. I didn't really find it to be all that useful. The fact that that's the first ship that you have, and there's many others to unlock, is kind of indicative of maybe it's not its overall usefulness, but that it's not like, despite it being referenced in the name of the game, it might not actually be the best thing to use in all situations. So the game takes you through a tutorial where you shoot stuff, and I'm pressing the wrong buttons and get a little audio notification. Also, the lock-on missiles. I like those. Basically, you can set up two guns. There's like a machine gun which kind of just sprays an area, and there's a more focused plasma gun, and then you have missiles that you actually shoot out just directly. Just you shoot the missiles out straight. You aim for your target, hope for the best. Then there's the lock-on ones. you have more of the ones that you just fire and hope you hit things, as opposed to the ones that lock on. Locking on is pretty cool. This type of game that you normally, well, I shouldn't say you, but I'm projecting. I normally, well, I don't recall seeing this type of game, a whole lot of them on consoles. If I'm being honest, I really don't. It's not really a genre that I'm into. I thought I'd give it a shot. I didn't really get far in the game, to be honest. I didn't get as far as I would have liked. Even playing it on easy, I would get up to a point and I would just keep dying. And I was never able to get any of the upgrades. As you can see, it says the armor upgrade. Well, I went by kind of fast. It said shoot the torpedo. So there's a larger ship shooting at a ship you're trying to protect. You can shoot these torpedoes. I couldn't find any feasible way of actually accomplishing that. And it's optional. Even if you don't do it, it's not like you can't finish the game. But I still couldn't do it. I just found myself getting stuck. And, you know, it's not, well, and I thought, well, maybe I'm thinking maybe it's me. This is not a genre I'm really into. If I'm around shooting something in space, it's something like a twin-stick shooter. It's like a, you know, Super Stardust HD or something along those lines. It's really a genre that I play a whole lot of. Now, saying that, I did have a good time when I was blowing up things successfully and using the right weapons, which I'm not now. I'm spending a lot of time on one fighter. I had fun with it, but I did find getting stuck very, very frustrating. As you would, I guess, in anything. And that might just be the way I was playing the game. Maybe had I performed better in some of the earlier levels, I would have unlocked something. I don't know. I don't know. And then the text of the game is very small. If you're playing this on an HD TV, it looks good. It's very small. It's kind of difficult to see. And if you look in the upper right, you have the infinity. To the left of the infinity, it shows you the type of weapons I have. And you can switch them using the D-pad. You know, but the names are so specific. I don't know what that is. I felt like maybe something a little more, a small picture, some iconography might have helped. This is a little thing. It's just little things about it just kind of took me out of it a little bit. But the voiceovers are okay. They do a pretty decent job of conveying the gravity of the situation. You know, but the thing is, it is a 3D space shooter. More arcadey than Sim, obviously, but not so Sim where you can just kind of goof off. Like, you have to be paying attention. You have to understand what your objective is. You can't just shoot. Just shooting everything won't necessarily get you by. Because you'll be shooting the right things. You could be shooting the wrong objects or spending too much time chasing one particular enemy, and you might fail your objective.
Copy that. Proteus, stay close to the Mercury. You heard him, Adams. Let's go.
You heard him. Get him. So it's you know, I have to say, for the first ID'd Xbox game, it looks good. It's a port. That's okay. It's also available on PS4. Anyway, this is the Xbox One version. It's not a bad game. It just might not be my cup of tea. But we'll continue on and see a little bit more.
Sir, I think it's the Arcadia.
He's still in one piece?
Barely. We're heavily outgunned here. Requesting immediate support.
We're on our way. Keep them busy.
Arcadia, this is Flight Leader Reynolds. Captain McCallum, are you there?
Copy that, Reynolds. I didn't think anyone else survived.
There's a few of us, sir. Need any help?
Right now, I'll take anything I can get.
Don't worry, sir. The Mercury is inbound. Sit tight. Adams,
I have to say, it really is satisfying when you lock onto a target from a pretty good distance
that's when you get the chance.
and you see it blow up like that. Never gets old. You see it says press B to select the target nearest to your ship. I kept forgetting about that. I would be trying to lock on to something. I'm like, why is it giving me that audible, you know, you're doing this wrong notification? And it's because I wasn't pressing the B button. Maybe it was just me playing. I just playing. I've been known to do that. Like I said, there's definitely fun to be had in the game. You blow up stuff, you shoot ships, good time. A little repetitive, but you know, they try to, you know, giving you some, you know, some story and some background. They try to give you some motivation for what's going on. You know how, you know, how you fall in, or you know what your part of the whole story is.
Arcadia, this is UNE Frigate Mercury. It's good to see you in one piece, sir.
If you look up, you'll see a flux meter. That meter builds slowly. I'm not sure whether it's shooting other enemies builds it up faster, but it builds up slowly as you begin to level, and that is a meter which enables you to, you basically hit the A button and you turn into the strike suit. And your targeting and movement changes a bit. I feel like the strike suit is, at least well, that little I played of you know, using it, the actual suit is better suited for shooting enemies that are fairly close to you, surrounding. I found that moving quickly through space in the suit really didn't suit it well, at least when I was first introduced to it. Or perhaps you can upgrade it, and I'm assuming because it's the name of the game that it will be getting a significant upgrade and become more powerful. See, this portion frustrated me because I felt like the small diamonds are telling me, hey, target these individual cannons and guns on this ship. But the controls really didn't allow me to really focus on those small little pieces of the ship. I'm trying to shoot the ship, you know, in the middle of it, just blow it up and get it out of the way. I found the controls, I was kind of fighting with them at a point in that section.
I can help. I have a plan.
Patrol? What are you doing here?
Yes, what are you doing?
We picked her up at the Thule facility, Captain.
I thought they shut that place down after Akira.
They did. I stayed.
That's creepy.
They were killed shortly after the project was shut down.
By who?
Proteus, you better bring her aboard. I have a lot of questions. Copy that, Arcadia.
Captain, your questions will have to wait. You do not have much time. A group of colonial capital ships is approaching. Their vanguard will fold in at any moment.
Copy that. We've got fighters incoming.
Reynolds, Adams, take them down.
Captain McCallum.
I should explain some more of the HUD. As you see on the left, you have your objectives. Close to the middle, you have your armor, which does not regen. I mean, when you get to another level, it does, but your shield can regenerate, so you can lose a bunch of your shield. It's sort of like Halo, where you have a shield and you have your actual health. That's what your armor is. And once your armor is done, you're done. Thrusters, you can actually fly faster by holding down. You can customize the controls pretty well to your liking. Hold on the left trigger and press in the right thumbstick, and hold on the left trigger allows you to fly faster, and then left thumbstick turns your thrusters on, so you can fly really fast to get to your objective, or to escape, or whatever. Flux, I explained, is the lifeblood of the strike suit. When that runs out, then you have to turn back into your regular ship. And your energy on the right side there is the energy of your plasma gun. So you can only spam it for so long. That and the machine gun. they will need to be, you know, a cooldown period. You shoot them and energy goes down quick, come back up. So it's very similar to a cooldown period. Yep, hitting the wrong button. There we go. Now I'm on. There's just a lot going on. And it will tell you in the upper left, you know, destroy 5 or 6 of these things, and it will actually count down so you can see what just happened there when it said warning is when enemies lock on to you and are shooting missiles at you, you have an EMP, which I had mapped to the Y button. And as they really get close, I think they get within maybe 200 or 300 feet, yards, or whatever. It's kind of it is a little confusing because it kind of flashed on the screen very quickly. I don't know if you even saw it. I evaded that one, but it'll have a number, and that number decreases as it gets closer to you. And the idea is to hit the Y button when it's close enough, when it's in the red zone, so the EMP destroys it, so you don't get hit. It was not always successful, but I gave it a shot, which is satisfying. And if you're really into 3D space shooters and you feel like it's a genre that you really haven't gotten a whole lot of, on maybe on last generation, and obviously this one is only 6 months in, this might definitely be something that you should check out if this is a genre that you really like, which is more of a PC friendly genre, to be fair. Not that there aren't any 3D space shooters, but there's not a whole lot of them. And here we have the strike suit, which is pretty cool, but when enemies are away from you, it doesn't really work out that way. But you can, somehow, because you're that robot-looking ship now, your guns are that much more powerful. Of course, my brain's good for that shit up there. But that somehow makes all of your shots that much more powerful. I don't know. It is pretty cool. It's kind of like a brief, not a god mode, because we still die, but it's like a little brief boost. Pull that thing out and start blasting anyway. I was saying, this type of game definitely knows its audience. Its audience is probably playing games like this on a PC. This is a PC port. I think it's nice that the newer consoles get a chance to get in on it. That's cool. Maybe they can get more people to, you know, appreciate the genre of game. It's just, if it's not something you're already into, it probably isn't going to make you jump for joy. You might have fun with it, and you might not. That's really not saying anything. All in all, I think the game is $20 on PS4 and Xbox One, which, I mean, given its quality, doesn't seem outlandish. But that at that price point, I'm thinking this is for folks who are, fans of the genre. For newcomers, maybe there's a demo, try that out. Or if you watch the videos, you kind of get an idea of what the mechanics are like and whatnot you enjoy. So, there'll be a full write-up on GameEnthus.com for Strike Suit Zero. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching.
What am I waiting for? A miracle?
No. That term implies you will have a positive reaction.
Uh-oh.